we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done.
Hello my beautiful love goods, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm renovating the Pancakes house. It was very much needed, let me tell you. It was so needed. This house had a lot of potential, it had a lot of space, and let me just say the decorating was interesting, we'll say. It was definitely a challenge to just kind of fix it up and make it look nicer. What I did is the only thing I really changed was the roof, and I did add like a bathroom downstairs, and then I kind of changed some of the wall orientations upstairs as well, but just very slightly on one of the rooms. But that's it actually. I didn't transform this whole house like crazy. What I did is I tried to limit myself to only using the items that they already had in the house, and I just recolored them, moved them around. I did replace a couple of items here and there, just like a few, like the couches. I absolutely hated the couches. The living room was so terrible. Like the kitchen was, fine. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great. All I needed to do was just recolor some things, and it actually looked beautiful in the end. But that living room, y'all, let me just tell you, it was ugly. It was straight up ugly. Like it was just so dark and dingy, and all the furniture was white and modern, except the wallpaper was very Victorian, and then you had that weird countertop hutch thing where the TV was. It was the worst part. But after just replacing the couch and love seats and just changing the colors of everything, it all looked great, honestly. And I'm really, really proud of this house. I think it actually really is nice, and I didn't use any money cheats either. I basically did this as if I just loaded up the game, went into the Pancakes house, and was like, I want to renovate their house. And that was it. I tried to limit myself to just using base game also, so there are like a couple of items here and there. There's like, I think altogether there's probably 3 items that aren't base game. One of them being that thing that I used for the roof, which it's just like this stepping stone thing from Spa Day in the fountain section. And then also there's like a hutch in the kitchen, and then a rug in the dining room. And that's pretty much it, because that rug in the dining room is a little bit too contemporary. I could have used a base game one, let's be honest, but I don't know. I guess I just wasn't thinking that in the moment. But yeah, I did record this, all of this footage actually as a let's build, and I was going to do a series, but I decided to just make it into a speed build instead, because I felt like it would be a little bit too drawn out. And I don't know, we all know this house well at this point. I really don't need to like break it down all that much. So I thought we could just, I could just talk and let y'all watch the renovation kind of unfold, because it was really fun. I really enjoyed this a lot, and it took a lot of experimenting and kind of jumping around here and there, just trying to figure things out. But in the end, I really liked it a lot. I did replace the curtains. Let me tell you, I did replace these curtains because, honey, absolutely not. I think I actually do change these curtains as well. Yeah, I had to replace the curtains that was already there, because they were terrible. Those are my least favorite curtains. So I just went with the really basic base game ones. Currently I have the ones from Cats and Dogs, but I do remove those because I thought the green was a little bit weird. But yeah, it's looking nice. I really enjoy just this room in general here. It took me a little bit to kind of warm up to it, but I really liked it in the end. But yes, so what I did was on the upstairs level, I actually decided to add another bedroom, but it wasn't completed. I moved like the workout stuff into that room, and then I made that other room a toddler room. So that they can have Iggy. They can have Iggy there, can't they? So yeah, but here is me starting on the kitchen, and Lord, I hate the white swatch on these cabinets and countertops. It's just the worst. They look kind of bluish green, and they just look very clinical, and they look very much like a bathroom cabinet, and I was not having it. So I just changed it to this nice dark wood tone, and honestly, it just transformed them. They look so much better now. These cabinets are actually really nice. They're from the base game too, and I use them a lot in my traditional homes just because they look really good. They have a nice detailing, but they're still plain enough that you can kind of, use different things with them. So yeah, and I did add some curtains, and I added a few little bits of decor here and there. I loved how this little corner shelf with like the I'm not even sure what it is. It's that little corner shelf there fit right next to that archway. And by the way, if you all don't know, whenever you see me using the archways or the doors, like just moving them very slightly, I'm just holding down the Alt key. That's actually a update that we got some time ago. It's free window and door placement. And basically you can move the windows side to side now with the Alt key, and it's just amazing, and love it so much. But yeah, so here is where I actually made these stairs normal width. I just did a 1 tile width, and then I added a powder room there because I thought that was really silly that they had this huge staircase in this tiny little hallway, and then there was another hallway behind it, and I don't know, it took up a lot of space, and it really prevented, it was not a good use of that space, as well as upstairs too, because staircases, you not only have to understand how much space they're taking downstairs, but they're removing space from upstairs as well, because it's going to be open space. So you want to make sure that you're making it work for you. So also here I was able to place that little linen closet kind of wardrobe-y thingy. I don't know what it's called, in the bathroom, the powder room downstairs, and it fit just perfectly right next to that door. I loved that alt placement. Here's the living room. And y'all, look at this. I added some light, and that changed it already because it was so dark and dingy. The only lights were those really modern lamps, and oh my gosh, changed the colors of some things, and it started to look better already. I did move those plates, which I don't understand why those plates are so close to the ground. Who did that? Why? Eliza, why? I understand you were going through something, but honey, why? But I just moved them into the kitchen and the dining room, and honestly, they fit in there so much better. And I moved the extra paintings from that little set of paintings because they had, let me tell you, this was something else. But also, you can probably tell too, I did make the first floor of the house a short wall height instead of a medium wall height, because that's what it was before. It looked really weird to me. I'm not a fan of mixing up the wall heights, and especially in traditional homes, I prefer them to be shorter wall heights, at least American style traditional homes. Like if they're more like a more English themed kind of townhouse or something like that, like an Edwardian house, I do like a nice medium height wall height, because it gives you more space, and it's just bigger and all that fun stuff. But whenever it's a house of this size with rooms this big, I think the medium wall height actually makes them look smaller for some reason. It makes them very tall and narrow, but shortening the height, just for me at least, kind of made it more sensible, and I don't know, it just looked better. I replaced the couch and love seat here with a more traditional one, and I also placed a more traditional table and chair there. I don't really understand the purpose of the little table and chairs here in this living room. It seems kind of far away to be a dining space, but they also have a dining room. So I didn't question it. I just left it there. I added a bookshelf, and see, look, it looks so much better already. I absolutely love how it came out. I think it's looking good, and it's nice and cozy, and it's classy too at the same time. I think Eliza would be very happy with it. I did play with the pancakes after finishing this renovation. I actually played around with them for about an hour, and honestly, it's just so funny seeing how, like, the pancakes are supposed to be having a hard marriage, but they get along so well. The only thing is that I've noticed is that they don't seem to really do the same things at all. Like, you kind of have to make them do the same things, like to hang out or anything, because a lot of the time they just kind of go do their own thing. Like Bob will go watch TV, and Eliza will go, clean. That's kind of what she does, because she's neat. But Yeah, I really thought it was still fun nonetheless to play with them, and I made them go have like a yoga class together, and they went on a little like picnic, and then I had Eliza work on her garden while Bob worked on his cooking skill. I really had a lot of fun playing with them last night, and I definitely think I want to again. And by the way, and this is something I just remembered too, I'm actually playing in the Simsy save. It's a save file by a little Simsy here on YouTube. I just thought I would play around with it and see if I enjoyed it, but I really am. I really like it so far. I think it's really cool. It's nice seeing some different Sims and some different buildings here and there. Just like it's very subtle, but it's nice. It's a nice refresh to me. So yeah, but yeah, I really like this house. I think it looks way better. Replacing the flooring and everything. Like, my biggest concern with it in the very beginning was the colors. That was my biggest problem with it, because I think the colors were very light and desaturated in a lot of areas, and then like in the dining room and the kitchen, they were just like crazy bright yellow on the wall, and I don't know, I feel like the colors of this house made it so much more moodier and dingy and sad, and not in a good way either. Like, not in a chill way, like in a very kind of meh, kind of dirty kind of way almost. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about, right? When you have that one room in your house, or your whole house is like this, or this apartment that you're living in, it's just kind of blah. That's just how this house felt. The shape, I'm not fussed about. Like, there's a lot of things that this house needed, but the color was the most important thing it needed to change. And so I added some more rich colors, some more saturated colors in the right spaces, and it worked so much better. And also I added more white trim. The white trim just made it pop so much better. Like, let's be real. The blue trim, like that light soft blue trim mixed with the like that really just kind of like light beige tone. There's just something about that I didn't like. I don't know, it just read very cheap. There's some items in the base game that I think are kind of not so pretty, just because it was, just think those items were made like 6 years ago at this point, and not great. But just updating everything a bit and just kind of adding some color in that light. You could see in the recording, I was actually talking about, I was ranting about that light. That is the worst light in the game. It's so ugly. It's great for if you're building a prison, but everything else, it's just so ugly. It's so big and round, and it just shines light downward too, and not in a good way either. There's some lights that shoot light downward onto the kitchen counters or something. There's some that from the Cool Kitchen Stuff pack that are like that. Maybe it's dying out. It's one of the two. But for some reason, that one is just so bad. And plus, that was the only light in that upstairs landing, and it was just so dark and dingy. It's just sometimes light in certain ways can make things look darker. So yeah. But I just moved around this bedroom up here, and I added a new bed because the one that was there was hideous. I hate that bed. That's my least favorite bed in the entire game. So I just placed this one from the base game, and it looked really nice. And it looks really comfy, and it looks a lot more mature and less, sad, because the bedroom before looked so just not good. I didn't like it whatsoever. There's that bed that I placed. It looks so much better now. Just not a fan of how it looked before. It was so pink and not in a good way. It just but also I moved that. So there was two bathrooms up here. I'm so sorry, I'm just twisting my words like crazy. I tend to stutter a lot anymore, but yeah, there was two bathrooms up here, and one of them was just connected to this bedroom, and then there was a really big bathroom that was just the main bathroom, and it was very confusing because I was like, why would it be like that? But so what I did was I just removed that bathroom and made that space there another little office workout room, and then I just updated this bathroom here because it was nicely shaped. I will say I really like the shape of this bathroom. I like the layout. I don't necessarily like the placement of everything, so I just moved things around a bit, and it looked so much better. I really liked it. So yeah, it looked really, really good. I was really, really happy with this one. It was weirdly modern, let me tell you. Like, I didn't understand this bathroom. It was just like black, modern appliances and plumbing and stuff, and then just gray tiles everywhere. And I thought, that does not fit in with this house at all. Like, this house is supposed to sort of be like Victorian-esque, like, you know, the style of Willow Creek. That's what this house is, and I just feel like it was so strange. But after just, you know, updating the wallpaper and the tiling, just moving things around a bit, it looked really, really good, and it looked normal. And so I did replace that modern shower unit because it was a little bit too modern. Let me be real. It was just too modern. But yeah, and what else did I notice about this house that was interesting? Oh yeah, like the nightlight in that bedroom there that I'm going to be changing to a toddler room. It weirdly was like a bright like purple or something. There's some things that I'm very confused by. I don't know the reasons why, you know, whoever built this house, they did that. Like, what was the purpose? But, you know, who knows? It's a vibe, I guess. It's just a look. But yeah, I really liked how this bathroom came out. It's nice and simple and functional, and yeah, I don't know. I spent a while on it, actually. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on it, but it looks good, I think. And, you know, Bob made sure to take plenty of baths in here. He didn't take a lot of showers, but he took a lot of baths. So, yeah. And I also added a bay window. Yeah, bay windows make them look really, really nice. So here is me moving on to looking at the pancakes for some reason. And then I moved some items to this room instead because I thought this would be their office space. And then this could be Iggy's future bedroom. Now, obviously in my game, they haven't had Iggy yet, but we'll see when that happens, if that does happen. But at least they have a room that is specified for a toddler. I cannot speak today. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm feeling chaotic and manic, and I'm just like, like constantly. So, but yeah, there I am changing the color of that light, and it honestly just made the room so much nicer. That just, colored light in The Sims 4, I'm not a fan of because it just makes things look a little bit weird unless you're like on a community lot. But yeah, I loved the bedroom though, this little toddler bedroom, because it had like the blue like carpet and then the green wallpaper, and I don't know, I kind of liked the combination. I mixed it with some dark brown accents as well, just so that, you know, I wasn't using that really ugly bed. I'm not a fan of the kids stuff from the base game all that much, but with this stuff it looked nice and simple and a little bit more grown up. But yeah, I think that was all I did. I added some, you know, dinosaurs and a panda chair and some stuff. This is the one room that I really transformed, I would say. Like, I didn't just reuse items. I got rid of stuff and bought new things. But the rest of the house is pretty much kind of the same, sort of, not really, but yeah. And I thought with this room, maybe they actually decided to get rid of that bathroom, and so that's why the wallpaper in here is just a plain like paint color instead of it being like an old wallpaper that they may have touched up. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed this little renovation. Do let me know if you want to see the Let's Build version of this in the comments down below and all that fun stuff. And yeah, I love you all so much, and that's everything. Thank you all so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles.
Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no